Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 and welcome to the end of July, beginning of August Paper Stash Smash video. In this video I recap what I've made for July so you can see some of the projects, and I'll talk about what I'll make in August, which will be a totally different month than what I've done before, and I'll show you where I've been and where I'm going. As you may know, I am a full-time RV traveler. I have a craft room in my RV, and we are traveling in the Northeast United States this year and more, and I'll tell you a little about where we're going out of the United States in a little bit. So let me start with, I made this planner using a Graphic 45 Nature's Abundant collection, and so every month I put in not only my plans for the month, but I also do keep track of my paper pads, what I have and what I've used, and I plan my videos. So for July, the criteria for July, I'll show you the photos of where I've been in a little bit, was 12 by 12 paper pads. So let me show you a little bit about what I've made with 12 by 12 paper pads. All right, so I started my month off with doggy books. I just love this collection, and I haven't made any dog books in a while. I added this. This is a little different than what I usually do. Anyhow, there's a full walkthrough on my channel, but anyhow, I made these two woof books. This month was a stocking up sort of project for my Etsy shop. Since the criteria was 12 by 12 collections, I had purchased some collections from Echo Park, and I just decided to use them up and just try to get, again, some simple albums, but albums nonetheless, in my Etsy shop. So there's two of those, Sweet Bundle of Joy. I tried to make it, even though it was boy paper, I tried to make it so it didn't say boy. But, you know, I mean, it's, I don't know. It's so hard to do that, to make something a little different. This one is definitely, it's a boy paper. And the way this came about is, so I don't do custom, but I do make albums for really good Etsy customers. Like if they've bought 3 or 4 of my albums before and they wanted something in a certain criteria. This again is in my Etsy shop. I will go ahead and make an album using whatever I have on hand or whatever I can get, but I don't want them to tell me the size, the number of pages, whatever. I make it. If they want it, they can have it. If not, it goes in the Etsy shop. So that's as custom as I will do. So I made 4 albums like this in the beginning of the month, just to kick off the month. And I liked this style so much that I made a tutorial based on this. And then what I did throughout the month is make albums using that tutorial or some version of the tutorial. I used By the Sea from Cartabella and made 2 nautical themed mini albums, again with that same tutorial. The only thing that may be different is there may have been a 3 by 4 cut apart here instead of a 4 by 4. In this case, that actually wasn't even a cut apart. That was page, because I was trying to use one collection for 2 albums. I had bought extra sticker sheets and extra journaling cards, but I made a couple of those. Isn't that pretty? Love the colors on that. And then I made 2 of the Happy Camper albums. Yeah, I trying to think if there's anything different from my tutorial. What's a little different is, so this last page is a waterfall, and of course I don't always cover my waterfall. Sometimes I do, but a lot of times I don't. I used a journaling card on that. In this, the waterfall, I mean, you can see it's similar. This time I used the lighthouses. That goes like that. That goes like that. in the baby, and I used a journaling card on the waterfall there. I just wanted to show you the waterfall here. In this baby mini album, the waterfall, so this tab, I don't know what you would call it, is underneath this page because this had a cut apart. The other ones I didn't have a cut apart, but it's the same paper cutting of that I used. I mean, it's the same. Yeah, I cut the paper the same. On the other one, I just glued a journaling card on top of that and covered this. But anyhow, just a couple of differences that made the mini albums different, but same tutorial. And this is a totally different size. There's a video on it, but I used a travel paper, and the front of it was Scrap Diva Designs travel die. And I don't have a video on this yet, but I will. So what this is a new from Punchboard came out, and it's to make shadow boxes of all different sizes. I don't have it. I don't know that I'm going to get it, but I did use my Cricut to make a shadow box, and then I made a cover for it, and I made a little mini album to go inside. I used some Halloween paper that was digital. Isn't this fabulous? And again, I don't have a video yet. I will be working on a video because I'll probably do a tutorial, but stay tuned. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Just stay tuned. It'll come soon. All right, so to recap, I used I Love My Dog, Baby Boy, Travel Collection, Let's Go Camping, Be Happy by the Sea, and digital from Tracy Reed. That is what I smashed for July. Let me show you where I've been. So as I said, I am in the northern East Coast United States. There is a picture of my RV in the woods at our campground. That's a screen porch because when we got here, it was pretty buggy. It's gotten so much better now. But isn't that beautiful? I mean, we are just in the trees and there's nobody around us. It's been quiet except for the bear, if you watch my video from last month. But anyhow, here's a pond on the property. It was just gorgeous. This was an early morning walk. You can take canoes and rowboats on that pond, and there's fish, not very big ones. There was a ton of tadpoles. This is a stream running through the property, and I don't know if you can see it, but that is the beginning of a beaver dam. So this was early morning. It was probably about 6:30, 7 o'clock. And during our early morning walk, we saw overnight he built this dam. So we'll see what happens with that. This is actually the home of Robert Frost. He lived in Vermont for a while. This is where he wrote the poem, I Saw Two Paths in the Woods. I chose the one, I don't know, whatever. Anyhow, that's his house, and there's a cute little museum on the property. He actually passed away in the town of Bennington, which is near me, and we've been to the church and seen his gravestone. I don't know, just a fun fact. I like Robert Frost. That's a statue of Molly Stark. It's a terrible picture. Molly Stark is the one during the Revolutionary War. Actually, you only heard about her through her husband. He fought in, they call it the Battle of Bennington. It wasn't even fought in Bennington. It was fought 10 miles, maybe even more, away in New York. But her husband said, "Let's get at 'em, boys." Or Molly Stark sleeps a widow tonight. I don't know if you guys remember any Revolutionary War history, but it's rampant here. It's lots of fun. I love the history of the area. So anyhow, there's lots of statues on Molly Stark, even though she didn't do much. Her husband just talked about her. She did do a lot. I think she had like 10 kids, and she was a real strong lady. So I don't mean she didn't do a lot. Wildflowers are crazy in this area. The butterflies are gorgeous. I enjoy nature here. And I'm not the only one. This was at a farmer's market, and that was a bouquet sitting on a pile of vegetables. I love to shop at farmer's markets. We haven't been doing too much in July, but by the time you see this video, I might not be in the United States any longer. That is true. We are heading for Canada. uh, for the month of August. So I am so excited. We're going to primarily we're heading towards Prince Edward Island because I'm an Anne of Green Gables fan and love the books and love the area that L.M. Montgomery, Maud Montgomery, she goes by Maud, did you know that? Wrote about. We'll also stay in near the Bay of Fundy and Nova Scotia and just lots of different places. So I'm excited about that. If you order from my Etsy shop, my shipping time is going to be delayed. So you can go ahead and place the order, and then that item that you order will be reserved for you. But otherwise, wait until August, the end of August, to order. Once I get back to the States, then I'll be shipping again. But there is that. All right, let's talk about what I am going to do for the month of August. All right, so the month of August is, the criteria is 6x6 paper pads. Now, here's the thing. I don't have very many. I have 3 6x6 paper pads in my stash at this time. I'm not crazy about 6x6. Sometimes I'll buy them just to go along with the 12x12 collection. Sometimes I do get them, but what I have are Halloween paper, Spooktacular Halloween. This one I picked up from Hobby Lobby. It's dated 2021. It's called Bees. And then in keeping with the summer theme, there's an Echo Park one called Here Comes the Sun. So those are the 3 collections that I will be working on. I'll also be working on a tutorial for 6x6. 6x6, but no, I won't be working on tutorial for the 6x6. I'm going to adjust the tutorial for the 6.5 by 6.5 I made in June or July and use those 6x6 paper pads. That is my plan. I will be doing this as I travel, so there won't be as many videos, but you will see a few videos for the month of August. So that is what I have. Check out everybody else in the collaboration. There is a playlist. If you click on that, it will take you to all of the videos and hopefully inspire you to use up things in your stash. This month was a little bit boring just because I made just mini albums. But during next upcoming months, I will be making a lot more. I am getting close to the end of my stash. You'll get an update in August or September. I'll see how far I can get. But you may know that when I started full-time travel, which was 2019 is when I sold the house and started this, I had a craft room full of paper pads. I worked at Michael's. You know what it's like when you work at a place, you buy. So I had lots of paper pads and I have been working through them. I've been buying some things too. And being on design teams in the past years doesn't help because you get paper and you have to do it and you don't have time to smash what's in your stash. But it's been fun. It's been a journey. It's been a process. And I am hoping that by the end of 2025, I will have used all of the paper I brought with me on this trip, at least the 12x12s. I am down to 10 12x12 paper collections in my stash. I know you guys are thinking that's crazy. There's no way I'll ever use everything in my stash. Listen, my situation's different. Everybody's situation is different. You just do what you can do. That's all there is to it. I just have made it a goal to use up what I have in my stash without buying. Did I reach that goal? Well, no, because I'm not done. And have I bought? Yes, I certainly have. But you know what? That's okay. It's what keeps it fun and fresh and exciting. So anyhow, stay tuned and don't forget to like and subscribe this video and check out everybody else's videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.